Hi gorgeous, welcome to my channel. I'm Loren, national certified personal trainer and power Pilates instructor. You're gonna wanna grab your favorite pair of dumbbells because today I'm taking you through a super spicy and challenging full body workout using just dumbbells and body. If you're ready to crush this workout, make sure you smash that like button and hit that bell like you hit your last rep so you never miss a workout with me. Now let's show up, level up, and move with purpose. We are also going to be working with an interval timer. I have it set for 45-second intervals with 15 seconds rest in between each exercise. We're doing 2 different circuits in this workout. Each circuit has 5 different exercises and we're going to do each circuit 3 times. For this first exercise, I'm going to be using a 15-pound dumbbell. And the first exercise is going to be a reverse lunge to a press with the knee guide. Reverse lunge, press with the knee guide. Here we go. I'm going to get our timer set. Alright, here we go. Reverse lunge, press that dumbbell overhead, making sure you're driving that knee down towards the mat, about an inch or 2. You want to make sure that you keep your core engaged, drawing your belly button to your spine, activating your transverse abdominis muscle, nice and slow and controlled, making sure you're breathing in between breaths. Alternating that lunge. Okay, that's our rest. The next exercise, I'm actually going to drop down to a pair of 10s. It's a curl to a serve to platter. You want to make sure your elbows are locked in at your hips. Full range of motion. You're going to curl, press it forward, take that curl, press it. Getting that upper body nice and fired up here. Serve it forward, full range. Curl, press it forward, really hitting our biceps here. The next round, I'll do it sideways so that you can see all angles, okay? That's our rest. Next exercise is a dumbbell crunch. So I'm gonna grab my 15, and you're gonna press that dumbbell overhead, and then you're gonna add a march. Here we go. You're bringing that dumbbell down to meet your knees, and then you're pressing it up. So you're really targeting your shoulders here and your core. Dumbbell crunch. Once you've got that understanding of how this works, you can speed it up a little bit. I just want to make sure that you're keeping your core nice and engaged here. Pressing it up. Making sure you're breathing. Your upper body's already toasty from those curls. Okay, next exercise is a deadlift to an upright row. I'm going to grab my other 15. You're going to be wanting to run these dumbbells down your legs. And you want your legs a little bit wider than your shoulders here. You're going to hinge back. And then you're going to take that upright row. We're really targeting our shoulders in this workout in this first circuit. Using that upright row. And then you want to connect these 2 exercises together. So as you come up from that deadlift, you're moving right into that upright row. You want to make sure that you're pushing through your heels, slight bend in your knees to really target the glutes here. That upright row. Next exercise is a lateral dumbbell pass off. Lateral lunge. So you're going to get nice and wide here. sit in a chair of that bended leg, taking that row. Getting that dumbbell nice and low. Remembering to keep your core engaged here. Keeping those hips back. Making sure you're breathing. All right, that is our first circuit. We're going to go through that one more time. Taking that reverse lunge, that arch. Nice and slowly controlled, driving that knee down. Pressing that dumbbell overhead. Make sure that you're keeping those ribs knitted in. You're driving that knee all the way down. Keeping your balance, your stability through your core. Next exercise, I'm going to grab my 10. We're going to take that curl to the circle fire. I'm going to face this way for you. So you can see both angles. You're going to take that curl. You're going to press those dumbbells forward. Back down. Nice and slowly controlled. This is also targeting our front belt muscles, the front part of our shoulders, and our biceps. It's also really activating your core, keeping my core nice and tight. You also want to make sure to keep your tailbone tucked, keeping that posterior pelvic tilt. Ice cream scooping your hips up and in. You don't want to be sticking out your booty here. You want to keep everything nice and tight and tucked. Pressing those forward. All right, that's our rest. I'm going to grab my 15 again, like a heavier dumbbell when I'm taking these dumbbell crunches, dumbbells overhead. I'm also going to take it at this angle so you can see. I'm keeping my core engaged. Keeping my belly button drawn to the spine. Really driving that knee up. And then pressing that dumbbell overhead. When you add that press, a lot of times your ribs want to flare out. So do your best to keep those ribs knitted in. Keeping that posterior pelvic tilt. One long line of energy here. Up. You can really feel your core turn on here. All right, next exercise, I'm going to grab my other dumbbell. I'm going to take a deadlift to an upright row. You want your legs to be a little bit wider than your shoulders here. And then you're going to hinge back with your hips. Here we go. Deadlift down, running those dumbbells down along your legs, and then taking that upright row. Core is engaged. I like to use dumbbells that challenge me, but that also make sure that I maintain my form. So these definitely feel heavy with the upright row, but it feels really good. So you want to make sure that you're choosing something that challenges you. Back with your hips. You even might want to lift your toes off the mat so you can really push through your heels. Okay, next exercise is that lateral lunge with that dumbbell pass. So I want to get nice and wide here, and you're going to hinge back with your hips. You want to drive that dumbbell nice and low, down, and then you're pressing through your heels, pressing your hips back. getting that dumbbell low. And you want to keep your spine nice and long, looking down and forward. Once you feel like you have the form down, you can definitely speed this one up. We're going for time here, so try and get in as many reps as you can. All right, now we're going back through that again. So that first exercise, we're going to take that reverse lunge. I'm going to hold the dumbbell right here, get ready. Your rest period, catch your breath. Here we go. Take that reverse lunge to that press. Reverse lunge. Press that dumbbell overhead. I feel like I've got it down, so I'm going to try to speed it up a little bit. While also making sure I'm really getting deep in that lunge. Keeping my core engaged. Reverse lunge. Pressing that dumbbell overhead. Reverse lunge. Okay, that's our timer. Next exercise, I'm going to drop back down to my 10s. We're going to take that curl to that center platter. Dumbbells are locked at your side. Curl. You're going to press it out. Curl. Press that forward. Core is nice and tight. You want to be taking that full range of motion. Pressing those dumbbells forward and up. Curl. Forward and up. Woo! Feeling it? Sweat is starting to drip. Press it forward. Feeling strong, empowered, confident, capable. Woo! All right, I'm gonna drop back down to my 15, or I'm gonna move up to my 15. Grabbing my 15, and I'm going to take that dumbbell overhead march. Dumbbells overhead. I'm going to take that crunch, dragging those knees up, pressing it up. Making sure that you're breathing, that your core is nice and tight. Bringing that dumbbell down as you're dragging that knee up. And then you want to keep that belly button down the spine, keep your core nice and tight and engaged. We're working our deep core muscles here. Our TPA is the body's natural core set. Your waist nice and tight. It wraps around our ribs and our pelvic floor. Whew, that's our rest. I'm going to grab my other 15 for the deadlift. Upright row. You want to be a little bit wider than your hips, keeping your tailbone tucked up and in. And then you're going to run those dumbbells down your legs, slight bend of your knees, taking that upright row, one fluid motion. And running these dumbbells down along your legs, keeping those knees bent. You also want to make sure you're keeping your tailbone tucked as you come up. Keeping those ribs from flaring out. You don't even really need to get very low. You can feel it right about there. Come back up, take that row. All right, that's our next rest. Now I'm going to drop one of these dumbbells down. We're going to take that lateral lunge. Keep the dumbbell pass off. So I like to get nice and wide here. And then you're going to press your glutes back as you bend your leg. And you want to get that dumbbell down. Here we go. Almost like you're trying to sit in a chair behind you on that bent leg, or tap the wall behind you. Tapping that dumbbell down, taking your glutes back, and then making sure you're breathing. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Whew. All right, that is it for that first circuit. Now we're gonna move on to our next circuit. We've done that first circuit 3 rounds. We have 1 more circuit to go, 3 rounds, 5 exercises. Let's do it. Okay, so for this next circuit, I'm gonna use 10, 5, and 15-pound dumbbells. And the first exercise is a sumo curl, and then you're gonna step in, curl again, and you're gonna alternate sides, back and forth. Getting low in your sumo, legs are out wide, knees are pointing out. Here we go, I'm gonna get our timer set. Let's do it. So you're gonna curl, step, curl, step together. You want to make sure that your legs are out wide for this sumo squat. Dumbbells coming down through the center, curling at the top. Elbows are nice and tight into your hips. Making sure you're breathing side to side. You want to keep those ribs tucked. You can also use 1 dumbbell for this, because it does get heavy. You can go up to 15. All right, that's our first exercise. Our next exercise, I'm gonna grab my 5s, and it's a static hold dumbbell raise, lateral dumbbell raise. So 1 dumbbell is gonna come up, the other one's gonna come up, and you're keeping that time under tension on that lifted arm. You also want to make sure your core is nice and tight here. Alternating sides, keeping that lifted arm all the way up. Targeting our side delts. So you want to make sure that you're putting your energy, your focus on your shoulders right now. Time under tension hold. 45 seconds, you got this. Spicy one. All right, we're gonna add a little bit of aerobic in here. So we're gonna take a pop squat with a touchdown. I'll face forward for this one. So you're gonna tap down, press, alternating sides, making sure you're breathing. This is gonna get your heart rate up just a little bit. If you don't want to jump here, you can just take air squats right here, just for higher reps. Woo! Feels good though. I love a little plyo move. Dropping down. But you want to make sure you're keeping your chest lifted and your shoulders externally rotated back. Woo! All right, next we're gonna take an overhead march. I'm gonna use my heavy dumbbells for this overhead march. Dumbbells are gonna come over your head, and this is another exercise for your knee core. So you're gonna drive that knee up. This really helps with that lower pooch, so we can get in our core. It's oftentimes hard to work the lower abs. This is one of my favorite lower ab exercises. You want to use a set of dumbbells that you're comfortable having over your head. Making sure you're breathing. And same thing, you want to keep your core activated. Drive your belly button to your spine. And you can place the dumbbells inward or out like this, whatever you're comfortable with. All right, next exercise is a turbo push-up to a turbo spider crawl. So you want to be in a plank here. Okay. You're going to take that push-up, press back to the turbo, alternating spider crawl. Push up, press back, alternating spider crawl. Press back, take that push up. Push-up on your knees, or if you're still not comfortable yet with push-up, you can just take the spider collar. Okay, now we're back to the beginning. So we're going to take a sumo curl, step in, I'm going to grab my 10s down here. You're stepping side to side. Nice and tight, and you want to make sure that your chest is up and full and proud. Your shoulders are externally rotated back. A nice strong posture here. All right, next exercise is that lateral raise. You want to set your dumbbells down during that rest period. Really nice. All right, so we're going to start with one dumbbell up, and we're going to alternate. You want to make sure that you're keeping that lifted dumbbell up in that full range of motion. This is our second round, or our second circuit. We have one more round to go after we complete this one, and then you just crushed the 30-minute body, feeling energized, strong, capable. If it starts to get a little too heavy, you can drop it down and just take those alternating lateral raises. All right, next exercise, we're adding a little bit of plyo in here. We just need a pop squat to the top down. I will face this way so you can see both angles. Your tailbone scoop. You're going to tap down. Take that pop squat. Keep those ribs knitted in. You want to get nice and low in that squat. And you want to keep your chest up. Alternating those tap downs. 45 seconds here, making sure you're breathing. Got this. Woo! All right, I'm taking that overhead march. I'm gonna grab my heavy dumbbells. Even though my shoulders are kind of toasty, still gonna give it a shot. Pressing those dumbbells overhead. Catch your breath here. And then drive those knees up. Nice and slow and controlled. And you really want to almost scoop that knee in, keeping your tailbone tucked, and you're kind of scooping up and in as you drive that knee up. That's going to really help you target your deep core as opposed to just marching it up, almost like a scoop up and in, scoop it up and in. This is also working your upper body. love this exercise. It is hard. All right. Next exercise is that turbo push-up to that turbo spider crawler. I like to start in that turbo right here. Take that push-up, press it back, take that spider crawler. Push-up, shifting forward, press it back, take that spider crawler. All the way back, come up to that plank, take that push-up, and press it back. Take that spider crawler. You really want to drive that knee all the way up. Take that plank, then do your push-up. Press it back. Take that spider crawler. All right. That is the second round. One more round to go. Here we go. I'm going to grab my 10s. I'm going to start those wide legs, knees are out. All right, coming down into that sumo, curling as we step to the side, alternating step-ins, keeping that chest lifted, keeping those elbows locked at your side. The sweat is really starting to pour here. Woo! Feels so good. Taking those curls. So strong. Alternating side to side. Making sure you're breathing. We're almost through that. All right, alternating lateral raises. I'm gonna grab my 5s again. I'll face this side. So you can see, same thing always. You wanna keep your hips tucked up and in. You wanna keep your ribs knitted in. One dumbbell up. Then you're alternating those lifts. Coming up. Side to side. Nice and slow and controlled here. Core is nice and tight. You want to make sure you keep that lifted arm all the way up. I like to kind of pause when I get them both up, keeping that time under tension. Woo. All right, next exercise, those pop squats, do the tap down. Feet are out wide. Hips are tucked up and in. Ribs are knitted in. And tapping down. Getting low. You can really speed it up here. You really want to go for it in this workout. Last part, we're almost there. I'm going to kind of speed it up here. We love a good plyo. It's going to spike our heart rate up just a little bit. Almost there. Knees go out. Tap down, hop together. Keeping that chest lifted. Woo! Feels good. All right, now we're gonna grab, I'm gonna stick with my heavier dumbbells on this. I'm just really feeling like pushing myself. I'm gonna hold those dumbbells overhead. You can hold them this way or this way, whatever feels good to you. I actually like them facing in. And then same thing with your knee. You want to scoop it up and in. Scoop it up and in. Keeping that belly button to spine engagement. You're almost there. We got one exercise left after this. Making sure you're dumbbells are gonna start to get heavy. Okay, that's our rest. Set these down. Last exercise is that turbo push-up, that turbo spider. So I'm gonna start my turbo here. Take that push-up, press it back. Take that spider crawler, other side, press it back, take that push-up. And you really want to make sure here that you're keeping your core activated. So you don't want to dump in your core here. You want to keep it nice and tight and pull in. And with alternating spider crawlers, press it back, finding that push-up in the center. Press it back. Other side. All right. Woo! We're done. We crushed it. 30-minute workout, full body using just a pair of dumbbells. If you like workouts that challenge you in under 30 minutes, make sure to subscribe. And remember, the magic isn't just in the muscles, it's in the mindset.